In February 2023, the people of Yewa North in Mekwafon Federal Constituency made a defining choice. They elected a man whose name had become synonymous with consistency, compassion, and vision, Prince Boyega Nasir Isiaka, GNI. 2 years later, a new story is unfolding, a story of purposeful leadership, strategic planning, and tangible development. At the nucleus of Isiaka's mission is a 15-year development master plan titled Pushing the Frontiers of Prosperity. This is a document designed to transcend electoral cycles and personal ambition. It's a blueprint rooted in the realities and potential of the people it represents. This ambitious roadmap focuses on 5 pillars: agriculture, infrastructure, education, empowerment, and governance.
I would say that I'm reasonably satisfied to start with, the campaign was anchored on what we call the New Deal. And the whole idea of the New Deal was to say that we'll approach the job slightly differently from what has been happening. And that was why the first thing we did was to have a development plan.
When you consider this particular bill, like Isiaka Ibrahim there, Jimo, Clement, Akumed, Regina, and all the rest of them, it's well done. I like the way you presented this.
At the National Assembly, GNI has distinguished himself as one of the lawmakers with clarity of purpose, despite being a first-timer. The bill is sponsored for the establishment of the Federal Institute of Technical and Vocational Education in Imeko, has been passed by the House of Representatives, ready for concurrence by the Senate. For 8 years, residents of Yewa North and Imeko could not buy fuel in their communities. In 2019, President Muhammadu Buhari had restricted petroleum sales within 20 kilometers of Nigerian land borders. GNI successfully advocated and lobbied for the partial lifting of this ban.
The motion I humbly bring to the House this afternoon is in respect of the need to lift the ban on sale of petroleum products in communities 20 kilometers to international land borders of Nigeria.
When the first fuel truck arrived in Imeko after 8 years, the community celebrated. The partial lifting of this ban restored not just fuel supply, but dignity and economic life.
In terms of motion, the one that has to do with open a place and remove the 20 kilometers to the border, that is very important because everything is about energy. The man that is doing barbing salon needs power. The man that is doing hairdressing needs power. The grinder needs power, and all of this. And this power can come by way of buying fuel or diesel and all of that. And all of it is not available now.
Gbogbo àwọn tó lè ṣe tó jẹ́ àtọ̀nà ẹ̀ látọdún keje tí ó ti sáré mọ́dà epo oríkò tá à ń ṣe bọ́dà rárá a ò sí ní bọ́dà a wà ní Ìmẹ́kọ Àfọláwà tó jẹ́ pé kò yẹ ká máa rọ epo sínú ìgò. Bàbá wa Nasiru Isiaka a gbàdúrà fún yín pé ó máa tẹ̀síwájú lórúkọ.
A fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ púpọ̀ tó jẹ́ kí epo padà bọ̀ wá sí ìlú Ìmẹ́kọ káàrin epo rà.
Boyega Isiaka also led the push for creation of an agro-processing and free trade zone in the federal constituency to take advantage of the area's comparative advantage. This represents a major shift in the economic architecture of the region.
A free trade zone or even an industrial park that is started at export is good for this area. We know because we know that from the beginning to the end of our left, we are bordered by Benin Republic, and we also know that when the continent is talking about one market, an open market, we know that those of us at the border, we should be able to take advantage of that. We know that more than 60% of our area, of our land, is not occupied, is available for agri. And therefore, if you say you want to do agro-processing and export, we know that it is combining the advantages that we have as a people.
He has chaired 3 strategic committees in just 2 years: Federal Polytechnics and Higher Technical Education, Student Loans and Scholarships, and most recently, National Planning and Economic Development. In the constituency, GNI's footprint is visible across communities. The 1.58-kilometer Mowodani Sawmill Road in Imeko is now motorable and is in movement. The first computer-based testing center in Imeko local government is being delivered, bridging a critical gap for students in the region. Classrooms in Iwoye, Ijaleketu and Ijakauke have been constructed and or renovated, giving the students a more dignified learning environment. Boreholes powered by solar energy are providing clean water in underserved areas, including Ibeku, Alakuta, Iboru and Oniji. In Ojaodon, a long-requested divisional police station has been built and fully equipped, strengthening border security. Over 350 solar streetlights have been installed, bringing safety and relief to communities once shrouded in darkness.
Look at the road we are standing now. It's the work of the GNI, Boiganasero Izaka. So also, most of the street lights, that is solar lights, in so many streets, so as doing that.
Àǹfààní gidi ni gbogbo nǹkan wa ló mú rọrùn wá torí ọ̀pọ̀ ìyà ló ti jẹ wá. Ìyà ti jẹ wá lórí ọ̀nà àìní ọ̀nà. Nǹkan tó ṣe fún wa àti jìyà ó ti pọ̀ kọjá. Àǹfààní tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rí nísìnyí àárẹ̀ eléyìí tó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Ìpèníjà ńlá ni a ní lẹ́yìn àdúgbò Òkè Ayọ̀ yìí. Kò síná, kò sómi, kò sọ́nà. A sì rí àwọn aṣojú ìjọba láàrin wa. Arìn lọ arìn bọ̀ wọ́n ṣe àyẹ̀wò kínníkínní. Lẹ́yìn àyẹ̀wò iná sọ fún wa pé ìjọba fẹ́ fún wa ní iná ní ìdàgbàsókè wa. Ó kọ́kọ́ dàbí àlá tí kò lè ṣẹ ní ojú wa. Ṣá ní January yẹn a rí pé àlá yẹn bẹ̀ sí súnmọ́ ìmúṣẹ. Ní ìpele ni àlá yẹn dẹ̀ ń wá sí ìmúṣẹ títí wọ́n fi gbé transformer yìí wá fún wa.
For about 30 years, we cannot complete it like this. We thank him very much. And we are very grateful in the name of community.
Beyond physical infrastructure, GNI is focused on building people. Over 4,000 constituents have benefited from empowerment programs, motorcycles, sewing machines, tricycles, farming inputs, business grants, training programs in leatherworks, poultry and ICT have upskilled young people across the constituency. It facilitated employment opportunities at the FIRS, NELFund, CMD, Federal College of Education, Oshiele, Office of the Auditor General, to mention but a few. He personally funded the salaries of 20 teachers under the Education Intervention Scheme for the federal constituency to address the learning gaps in public schools. Medical outreach have reached more than 30,000 people with treatment, screening and medication. Realizing the role of private sector involvement in development, GNI facilitated the participation of private investors in rice and cotton cultivation and processing in the federal constituency. Cultivation and subsequently processing of about 5,000 hectares of rice in Igwa has commenced, while this is expected to follow with cotton cultivation in Iwoyeketu. But the scale of transformation is bigger. 5,000 hectares of land have been earmarked for cultivation under the Agro-Processing Export Free Trade Zone initiative. In education, GNI is helping young people move forward. Indigent students from across the constituency have received scholarship awards, unlocking opportunities that once seemed out of reach.
This project, ICT projects that is started in our school, we enhance teaching and learning. Our students will be able to compete very well with other students in the whole world.
Across Ayetoro, Imeko, Ijakauke, Ilara, and Ojaodon, the message is the same. GNI's work is touching lives, solving problems, and restoring confidence in representation. 2 years down, the journey continues.
If you look around, you must have passed 1 or 2 rows here, facilitated by him in the town. And not only here, you know, we represent Mekoafon and Yewa North. So it was well accepted because of the hard work he is doing. And I know that his quality has also been recognized in the National Assembly.
We know that Ojodan is getting bigger and bigger every day, both in population and in expansion. So we need more police stations. So we have to request from our honorable to help us to look into it. And thank God he obliged and helped us to construct the ultra-modern police station that we are talking about right now.
Him coming to the House of Reps, I don't want to say it's a mistake, but let me say it's a destiny. Because it's somebody we are looking at to lead the state, Ogun State, as the governor of Ogun State.
Prince Gboyega Nasir Isiaka is proving that representation can be visionary, effective, and people-centered. It is not driven by power, but by purpose, not by position, but by performance.
Just within 2 years, we have been able to do so much. So if we're able to do so much within 2 years, in another 2 years, we can do a lot. And everything that we are doing is guided by a vision.
This is a declaration of what is possible when leadership meets sincerity, strategy, and service. GNI, the New Deal continues. The New Deal is not a slogan, it is a standard, it is a vision, it is a vow. GNI, purpose in motion. The New Deal continues.